Yeah, hello, FCS 2250 computer application students. Mr. Lang here. Here we are. We are now in Word Section 2. I hope Word Section 1 went well for you with those additional assessments. We are now in Section 2. So here we go. Again, Word Section 2, exercise number 1. I'm going to go ahead and choose next on this. And we've got 6 things to complete. Let's go ahead and start our journey together. I'm going to move my directions over here and maybe increase my font size just a skosh. There we are. And maybe one more time just for giggles, and if it will let me. Sometimes it can get finicky, so it doesn't like me to press on things, but you know what? We'll adapt. Okay, well, there it goes. Now we're at 140%. All right, just took a second. Okay. So here we are. We are in our first direction, 1 of 6, and we're going to select the title Corporate Events and then change the font to Corbel and the font size to 16 points. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and select Corporate Events. All right. And if you see here, now I've selected a little bit more than just the title Corporate Events. I don't think that will be a problem for us. Sometimes that they can get picky. So sometimes I go in and I try to get just corporate events. And sometimes, again, it gets a little picky. So you know what? We're going to skip with that. We're going to stay right there. Now, what I like is this quick access toolbar. This is some of the major commands that we use quite a bit here. And we can go ahead and change things really easily here. So we can go to our font styles here. Now, if we click that down arrow, there's a lot of them. If we start typing Corbel, and I'm just going to start typing Corbel, it will bring me to where Corbel is. And so I'm going to go ahead and choose that. Our font size, you can either click on this down arrow here, or you can increase that to 16 point. Well, I went too far here. There's an up arrow making a bigger A, or a down arrow making a smaller A. Or again, you can always click on that down arrow and choose 16. What I kind of like too is if you keep going down, it kind of gives you a live preview of what that may look like at those different font sizes, which is a nice feature. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. I got Corbel 16. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and choose next on this. With the corporate events selected, with the title corporate events selected. So I'm going to go ahead and select that again. Apply the fill black text color 1 shadow text effects. First column, first row in the text effects and typography button drop down gallery. Okay. That's a little bit more to chew on. So let's go ahead and go here. With the corporate event selected, again, now that I've clicked on here, I have to go back and click back on my document to activate it. Click the text effects typography button in the font group. Here's my font group. Sometimes I just have to hover over these to see the names of them. Here, if I hover, text highlight color. And again, here is my text effect and typography. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that down arrow there, and I have some options up here. So direction number 2 says click the fill black text color 1 shadow option. First column, so this is my first column. First row, so right there, if I hover over it, chill for a second, fill black text color 1 shadow. Check, check, and check. All right, that's the one we needed. But again, just to let you know, if you hover over others, wait for a second, wait for the tooltip to appear, and make sure you cross-reference that with what they're looking for here as well. So that's kind of important. So again, clicking back on my document, since I clicked on my answer key, and I need to head back to here and then choose our first option there. Check. All right, got a little shadow in there. Very cool. I'm going to close that answer key there, and we'll head over to direction 3 of 6 and select the heading Seminars and Conferences, then change the font to Corbel and the font size to 16 points. Note, bold formatting has already been applied to the heading and should remain. All right, we can do that. So I'm over here on the left-hand side, and I just clicked here. There's multiple ways to do it. You can go in here and triple click things. You can obviously click and drag. Lots of options to select that. But here's the shortcut menu. Again, I can click here and just start typing. What do we want here? Corbel, C-O-R, and there's Corbel. I'm just going to press my enter key to get Corbel in there. And what font size we want? 14. I'll increase that to 12 and then 14. We're going to keep bold. Sounds good. Choose next. Direction 4 of 6 says apply the green accent 6 darker 25% font color, last column, 5th row in the theme colors section to the heading seminars and conferences. All right, so let's go ahead and click on that light bulb there and see what we got with the heading seminars and conferences selected. Again, if I click back in my document to activate it, we have that selected already. If you don't, go ahead and select that. Click the font color button arrow. So the font color button arrow. So again, here, if we hover over it, there's my font color. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the arrow there, and we want to click the green accent 6 darker 25% color option. Last column over here, 5th row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to hover a second and cross-reference this. Accent 6 darker 25%. I should say green accent 6 darker 25%. Check, please. All right. I'm going to click off of that. I'll close my directions. And you know what? I like to hit my save key. I haven't done that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, cool. Looking really good. Formatting is critical to the documents. 5 of 6, apply small caps. Love the small caps. Formatting to the last sentence in the document. The sentence that begins with coordination of corporate events. So we'll go ahead and click on our light there, and we will go down to the last sentence in the document. And again, multiple ways to select it, but they mentioned you could triple click if you're good with the mouse. Oh, hold on one second. I got my alarm going off. I need to uncheck that. All right, let's go back and triple click. There we go. And we're going to click the font group dialog box launcher. So here's your font group. This here in the bottom right hand corner is the dialog box launcher. It gives us more features. These give us the basic features that people use a lot of the time. However, we are going to choose this. This brings out the font box here, the dialog box launcher, and we're going to click the small caps in the effects section to insert a check mark in the check box. So small caps right down here kind of gives us an idea of what it looks like. The first letter that's capitalized and then is a little bit larger than all the other capitalized words. So great. We'll click OK to that. And you know what? I did not go back and triple click down here to select that entire sentence, and that's my bad. I'll click the dialog box here again, click off small caps, maybe click it again to activate it, and hopefully that will get everything, and it doesn't. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a little bit here and undo a couple things because I'm not sure why it's not, but uh-oh. I don't want to undo that, so keep my green color there. My bad. Let's go back down, and I am going to triple click in here. Let's try that again, triple click. And now I'm going to head to the font dialog box launcher. Again, these things can get finicky, but I guarantee you'll be able to go through it. And look, I should have looked a little closer at that, and that was my fault. There we are. Close that. I like to hit my save key. Last one, 6 of 6. Using the Format Painter. Oh, I use the Format Painter all the time to copy the formatting applied to the paragraph under the seminars and conference heading, and then apply it to the paragraphs under the headings trade show, executive retreats, appreciation events, and team building events. Do not apply the, we got to scroll down a little bit. Do not apply the formatting to the last sentence in the document, the sentence that begins with coordination of our corporate events. We've already done that. So here we go. Format Painter, love it. Position the insertion point in the paragraph below the heading seminars and conferences. So we're just got to put it somewhere in this paragraph here. See how it's got kind of the indents here? That's what we're going to look at, I believe. So we got that in that paragraph. We're going to double click the Format Painter button in the Clipboard group and the Home tab. So Clipboard group, Home tab, Format Painter. If you just single click it, you get to activate that once. But if you double click it, you can hold on to that format painter for as long as you want. So now I have a little brush appears. So now it says, click in the paragraph below the heading Trade Show. So we just got to click once in there. Look at it, it's formatting it for us. We still have the paintbrush because we double clicked Format Painter in the clipboard group. We're going to do this to the executive retreats. Oh, the document's looking great. Appreciation. Awesome. And last but not least, team building. Again, we're not going to do it here. All right. So, man, that Format Painter. And then you want to click the Format Painter again to turn that off. And then hit your save key. All right. So we're going to go ahead and close that. And I believe it is now time to check our answers. Again, sorry about that last paragraph editing. Sometimes that happens. Hopefully that doesn't. Hey, we did it. It didn't mess us up, but great job. Awesome. So we are done now with our section 2, our word section 2, exercise number 1. I'll see you over on exercise number 2. You guys are all doing excellent. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.